Microsoft has been founded in 1975 by William Henry Gates III, the one who would get rich later, and Paul Gardner Allen, who would also get rich, but also would rather be forgotten. Microsoft would enter the operating system business by making Xenix, their own Unix with Intels and nerds, and it is a commercially successful OS. Next up, Microsoft Disk Operating System MS-DOS is based on 86DOS, and yes, Compact Star, it is a COM clone. MS-DOS would undergo a few updates. Microsoft retained ownership of MS-DOS following the release of the IBM PC in August 1981. IBM had copyrighted the IBM PC BIOS, so other companies had to reverse engineer it for non-IBM hardware to run as IBM PC compatibles. But no such restriction applied to the operating systems. Microsoft eventually became the leading PC operating systems vendor. Microsoft would make Microsoft Mouse, the very original name for their pointing device. You see what that means? The only reason we would take care of Microsoft Mouse is the new IBM-compatible desktop environments, and how the mouse that was initially preserved for work and games had found a new use for desktops. Such software would be built alongside the current MS-DOS version 2 series, and the next generation MS-DOS 3. With the development of MS-DOS 2+, the next step is a desktop with the release of Xerox Star, and the delivery of the Star's ability to Apple Lisa on January 1983. Wikipedia says Bill Gates saw VisiCorp's VC on at COMDEX 1982. As Wikipedia is a source I am relying on, for the sake of it, this moment would affect his vision of a graphical operating environment. Nope, not that. It's actually Apple Lisa. Make your mind, Bill. Microsoft would get Scott McGregor for the development of Windows. Now we would have to deliver a computer with Windows pre-release for COMDEX fail 1983. In this shit they got a notepad, control panel, some bit mapping, they would go and support Multiplan and Word, the two big application. Windows would support the hefty ones, the GDI, and you won't have to constantly write on these DOS command prompts. It's not 1967 anymore, writing to launch application in 1984. Am I right? This stuff is graphically oriented. You'll understand when you'll get one. Windows is not heavy, it's actually a bit fine and optimized on whatever IBM-compatible computers you have, but it has some flaws. No overlapping windows, the poor drag and drop functionality, and consumers won't likely to see it, and that is ever more noticeable in comparison to Lisa. So, with the introduction of Windows on COMDEX and several months prior, here's the goals and system requirements. That's actually a bit light. These system requirements are the subject to change moving on. They have promised to deliver Windows on April 1984. Now the Microsoft consumers would have to wait and see this operating environment. But making forward in 1984, and Macintosh is already a thing, with its Macintosh system software. This is to be the interesting battle. If Microsoft would have their desktop by that year,